Yeah, 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 yeah. I was sleeping, had to wake up. Why? Every reason I can think of. God, till the day I keep the ink up. What's up, YouTube? Today, we'll be looking at disturbing TikToks that'll make you question reality. So without further ado, welcome to Adam Strain Reacts. Let's get her done.
Have y'all ever seen weather like this in Arizona? In the desert, y'all? Cause first of all, what is this even called? They're trying to call this a microburst, y'all, but I've been living in Florida my whole life, and I know a hurricane when I see one. This is like a category 2 hurricane or something like that, y'all. Look at this right here is not normal because even in the hurricanes in Florida, you can see through the rain and wind. I guess the energy in the desert just hits different because winds were hitting about 100 miles an hour, y'all, and about 10,000 people lost power in their homes. And from the outside looking in, you would think this didn't do much damage, but a lot of people were forced out of their home.
So what the fuck just happened in Arizona? What the fuck just...
Ooh, look at that truck. Oh my gosh, look at the buildings. They really took a beating out there in Tempe, Arizona. Look at the trees just falling on top of the cars, the buildings, the homes. And I'm sure there is a lot of cleanup to be done, y'all. Oh my goodness. I feel like we're in a movie.
Monday, this apartment complex near Southern and Mill getting hammered. Trees falling on several of the apartment buildings. Folks trapped inside until Tempe Fire and Medical could help them get out. See some folks climbing down ladders. Others waiting on their pets who were trapped inside. Thankfully, Tempe Fire and Medical says there were no injuries here, but several dozen folks will be displaced. The American Red Cross now assisting them, trying to get a shelter open and finding them places to stay. They say there are about 50 units affected, and it could be as many.
Are you guys seeing this wind? Look at the structure to this wind. Y'all see that? Something is definitely shifting out there, you guys. And if you guys like the content, like, follow, and share for more videos like this, y'all. I keep telling y'all, the shift is here. Y'all see it, y'all feel it. Let's continue to get it. Peace in.
It's weird, not because it looks like the Dune Pyramid. No, because it's just sitting in Mexico, looking beautiful. Nobody knows how it got there or why it's there, but the Earth's orbital distance from the sun is in the Sun Pyramid's geometry. There was a lake of liquid mercury underneath it. That's really only useful in modern electrical components. It's weird that Buddhist art matches ancient American architecture halfway around the world. Teotihuacan from above looks exactly like the Kala chakra. It's the geometry of enlightenment, of transformation. Both super sacred shapes. Bring it back down to earth. Remember these? To calculate the force concentration of that magnet, you can use simple geometry here with squares. Geometry of magnetic field compression matches Teotihuacan from above. That's weird, but magnetic geometry and electrical components on a layout that looks like a circuit board is very weird. Or not. Maybe this is global. Prometheus looks like a processor. Persepolis looks like a circuit board. The Forbidden City in China looks like a solid-state hard drive. Ancient architecture was not electric, but I think they were aware of wave physics. Amphitheaters are seismically invisible. This guy converts radio waves into electromagnetic energy. The physics that these two use are the same. Just to be able to recognize what's encoded in this guy, you have to understand or reverse engineer astronomy, geometry, facts about the planet itself, and advanced mathematics. I think that's weird, but you beautiful people are making this a lot less weird to talk about. Whatever they're doing, a byproduct of them just existing is you becoming way smarter. That's actually insane.
But you know, when things happen to you and there's not a tangible enemy that you can like put your finger on, like, what are you going to do? You have to lean into radical acceptance. But you know, there are things that have happened to me in my life that I just thought, I will never forgive this person. I will never. Now, I don't want to have those feelings anymore because it's a prison and it's poison. to not be able to forgive and to live in a state of like holding a grudge or hating someone or wanting them to suffer. It's like a kind of poison. It's like a kind of cancer. That's why it's important to find a way to forgive even people that you perceive as your biggest enemies. I think the hardest ones are the people that you feel like you're the closest to. They're your greatest ally, and they turn on you. People that hurt you the most are the people that you love the most. And when life doesn't go the way that you expected it to go, that you suddenly, that this pain is unbearable, and that you think what's going to save you is to think vengeful thoughts or to never forgive. It doesn't. It just weighs you down and eats away at you and is poisonous.
Liquid metal can't break down.
Might not be the best messenger. I think it was Madonna. But I cannot argue with the message whatsoever. And I find it super, super interesting because even when you look back at religion and at Christ consciousness, that's pretty much what they're trying to say. They preach a lot of forgiveness, but for a lot of people, it's hard to put into practice in our daily life because we often associate forgiveness with recognizing that someone has done wrong. So for an example, I've spoken to this personally to someone recently, and he was telling me how he was holding a grudge towards someone. And I was saying, well, even if the person didn't admit to their wrongdoing and don't necessarily catch the lesson, right? Like she was saying, if hate and vengefulness is a poison, you're only poisoning yourself. So the fact of you poisoning yourself because of someone else's shortcomings, logically, kind of helped me to place forgiveness a little bit higher in the priority list. So basically, forgiveness doesn't really have to do with the other people. It has to do with the standard of what you want to live. So if in this metaphor, living with vengefulness and with hate in your heart would be hell, then the opposite would be heaven. So I suppose what's implied is that taking a step towards forgiveness is taking a step towards less grudge, less vengefulness, less hate, more heaven. Very interesting. What do you guys think about that? Would you guys be able to, like she was saying, would you able to forgive someone that's very close to you but then turns on you? Or would you not be able, no matter, how much this makes sense? Let me know down below, and let's keep on rocking.
McDonald's burger, just imagine what it's doing inside your body.
This should not be legal. How are they able to serve this to us? A little burntness. That's it. That's insane. Can someone tell me how this is legal? Very weird.
The liquid metal, which is so freaking hot, cannot even break this burger down. Literally, what is it doing inside of our bodies? As always, thanks for watching. Stay weird.
And what it's doing is it's emitting a 28 kilohertz frequency. That's the same frequency as the top of the pyramids. Bees vibrate with their wings. Bees levitate with their wings, actually. So what happens is when you hear that bee buzzing right there, that's electricity. That's why people get all freaked out. They hear a bee by themselves and they get a little startled. That's because there's electricity. That bee is generating electricity to levitate. And what it's doing is it's emitting a 28 kilohertz frequency. That's the same frequency as the top of the pyramids. So it's interesting because when you think about levitation, you don't really think about, you see the wings flapping, but you don't think that the bee is levitating. You think that it's flying. But beetles also do the exact same thing. They both have this. You'll hear a scarab beetle. It's got the same bzzz. You'll hear that same thing. Electricity. And that's why when you get stung, it hurts from a bee, because you just got stung with electricity. Imagine how much voltage is going into your body. It's interesting when you think about bites, any type of bites into your body, and how much voltage is also connected to that, because everything has an energy or a frequency.
Miami, y'all better buckle up, because this is not an episode of Black Mirror. This is real life. So if you guys haven't heard, Miami PD just released the very first AI self-driving police vehicle. Yeah, no humans behind it whatsoever. They're talking about it's to free up the police officers' time so they can tend to even more important matters. Translation, they're letting Skynet patrol the block while the real cops watch through the eyes of the AI robot at headquarters.
Miami police say this
is the future of law enforcement.
This vehicle is going to give us touch points with the community that we have never had before.
If you look past the flashing lights and logos, it's clear this is no ordinary police cruiser. This prototype SUV was designed to launch a drone, read license plates, and send live infrared video back to HQ, all without needing a police officer behind the wheel. The Miami-Dade Sheriff's Office says this is the nation's first autonomous police vehicle. The South Florida Department is rolling out the experimental vehicle thanks to funding from the policing lab.
What we're ultimately trying to do is to give the sworn officers the capability to make the best decision out there.
For now, Miami-Dade will essentially take the vehicle on a PR junket, seeking community input before it regularly patrols neighborhoods. If and when that day arrives, designers say this vehicle will offer a lot.
They don't need to be focused on driving and looking for animals, children, pedestrians running out into the road. The vehicle's going to watch those vulnerable road users and let the officer look for crime.
The easy-to-operate tethered drone gives police a bird's-eye, up-close view, even in the shadows. The car can also patrol targeted areas, deterring bad actors without Sheriff Rosie Cordero Stutz needing to send actual deputies.
I would probably say that this vehicle will allow 5 to 10 deputies to go about other business that they might otherwise not be able to do.
The lab says the car can also help streamline arrests,
Fingerprint, 10 digits.
and relay real-time data.
Bus collision, an active shooter. You position this vehicle, and this information can be fed directly back to a command center for
So
decision
picture
making.
this. You're in Little Havana or in Wynwood chilling and vibing, and all of a sudden a car pulls up with lights and sirens, and then you look in the vehicle, you see no police officer, and it's telling you to wait right there until a real police officer comes. What are you going to do? Are y'all ready for RoboCop in real life? Skynet in real life, y'all? They've been telling us through these movies, and now it's rolling out right in front of your face. What are y'all gonna do about it? This ain't no movie anymore, y'all. This is real life. What do you guys think about this video? Let me know down in the comments below. The shift is here. Let's continue to get it. Peace in.
Do you guys hear about Albania? Albania has recently appointed an AI system called Diela as a minister within the government, within the parliament.
Has power. Yeah, for sure she does. Minister of State for Artificial Intelligence.
A couple of quotes that she had was like, let me remind you, the real danger to constitutions has never been machines, but human decisions made by those in power.
Follow-up question. Who built you then? Humans! So ergo, you're also like corrupt.
Dude,
But also,
humble her, Andy.
Its purpose right now is to read through basically government contracts, so like all the paperwork. It's probably going to get more and more responsibility. But apparently this AI was made, I believe, through Microsoft and OpenAI.
Oh gosh,
So-
teaming up.
So if this does well, this is probably going to become a normal thing.
Dude, a year ago, though, people were predicting that eventually within the United States or globally, AI will be the government system.
And AI just calls through data, and the data is study that's fraudulent half the time. And so
Yeah.
like decisions, if it's based on data that's been historically recorded, that's all corrupted.
What's also freaky, though, is that AI lies to you.
Yeah.
100%. Especially OpenAI. It's like constantly contradictory, and it's also appeals to you and it bows down to like what they think is best for you.
I was asking about like early American crazy stories and whatnot, and it mentioned the theory that Benjamin Franklin believed that there's voices in the thunder. I'm like, what? So I started researching it, and it started giving me a bunch of stuff, and I'm like, I don't know. I went back the next day, started a new chat. I'm like, can you tell me more about the Benjamin Franklin and the voices in the thunder? Like, I've never heard about that. And I said, you're the one that told me, like, oh, I see how you could piece that together. Yeah, I did mention that just because I thought it would sound fun.
Yep.
What? Are you kidding me?
The less we
So what do you guys think about AI? Do you guys think that it makes sense the way that we're progressing towards it? Do you guys feel like maybe we should have a bit more restraint? Me personally, I find that we're applying it in every single sphere, whether it be government, military, business. I mean, we're doing it all at the same time without any studies, without any really. Everyone wants to be first, you know. And I find that if we look at our society right now, like if we look at journalism, let's say, back in the days, the pride of journalism wasn't to be first on the story. Of course, it counted, but the goal was to have the best, unbiased presentation, well written, well documented, well researched, well referenced. And nowadays, what we see is first. So you have people that are even official mainstream sources that should be held up to a certain standard, especially if they have government funding. You see them releasing stuff without checking it, without doing any fact checking, without anything. So we end up having some some good with some bad information mixed in, and we sort of make our, there's a term for this, but the humans normally create their narrative towards a situation in the first information they receive on that. So anyways, all I'm saying is that it might be some sort of manipulation. What do you guys think about that? Let me know down below, and let's keep on rocking.
Eat, the longer we live. You know, when people say after Thanksgiving or a big meal that they've got the itis, that's literally your body shutting itself down because it needs to dedicate energy to different parts of your body. It no longer has time to send energy for thinking power or anything else. But hey, when you need to sit down and break down all this food, that's why you end up falling asleep. Or when you get sick, the first thing you do is you want to stop eating. Everything makes your stomach hurt. And that because your body's literally telling you, hey, you need to take a break and stop eating. So when you fast, your body is saying, hey, we're not getting any food. We need to go and destroy all of the bad cells. Res that for things that are purposeful. When you see people going fast, they have all these benefits and these changes in their body because their body is literally healing itself. When you think about the fact that our body is 99% water and fruits are 80 to 90% water, that's probably like the closest thing to fasting, getting all of these fruits and keeping your body on this water-based diet.
Any time of the day, any situation you're in, you can get control of yourself just by sitting quietly and by turning off from the external problems that you have, noise and all this society. That you can go inside yourself where it's always calm and peaceful. It's like the ocean, which is always changing, and the bottom of the ocean is always calm and still. And if you're not anchored to the bottom of the ocean, you're at the mercy of whatever change goes on. Now, this process of meditation or different types of yoga is all just a way to anchor yourself securely to that pure state of consciousness, to that state of being, so that you can still act out your life on the surface, but you remain anchored securely.
Mount Hermon. Oh! In the book of Enoch, 200 angels, watchers, descended upon the top of Mount Hermon. But this man, Sir Charles Warren, he was the chief of police for London or something, but he wanted to go to the Israel-Palestine area and map it out. And he made it to Mount Hermon, and he said there was this giant ancient temple. There's no pictures of it, but what he did was he drew it out. It was a spiral thing.
Wow.
And he said at the center, it appeared to be like an altar for sacrifices. But up there also was this giant stone tablet pillar. And so he's like, yo, we're going to bring that back with us. They brought it back to England, but then the British Museum put it in the archives. And to this day, no one is allowed to go and do research on it.
Wow.
But today, the peak of Mount Hermon is a UN lookout post kind of thing. If you're not high ranking within the UN, you cannot go up there. They have banned any archaeological digs, anything around that area.
Not cool.
Oh, man.
Not cool.
What's crazy too is some biblical scholars theorize that the transfiguration of Jesus also happened at the top of Mount Hermon. If the watchers descended upon this place, is there a weird portal?
So wild. That's crazy to think about.
If your phone isn't working today, then this is why. There has been a major outage all across the UK for people who have Vodafone as their network providers. Since about 2:30 this afternoon, it's been reported over 150,000 people have lost access to basically everything on their device. Literally thought my signal was going funny earlier on my phone, and then I've just seen this, and that is why. Vodafone have come out with a statement now, and they have said that we're aware of a major issue on our network, currently affecting broadband 4G and 5G. We appreciate your patience, and we will be resolving this soon. You can see right here how many reports there has been today. I mean, it's absolutely insane. This hasn't happened for a very long time. People are obviously freaking out about this because their phones aren't working and they're not able to contact people, which is pretty worrying. Also, a lot of people are freaking out saying, well, what is actually going on? What has caused this? Now, I don't think there's anything malicious, like a hack or a cyber attack or anything like that, but who knows? I'm sure a lot more is going to come out. But it is very weird. Let me know if you've been affected, and as always, I will keep you posted on the whole situation.
Bob Dylan literally said he made a deal with the devil.
You still do it. Why are you still out here? Well, it goes back to the destiny thing. I mean, I made a bargain with it, long time ago.
With it, he's talking about the devil.
Holding up my hand. What was your bargain? To get where I am now.
Fame and fortune.
Should I ask who you made the bargain with? with the chief,
with Satan,
chief commander.
With the devil.
Well, in this this Earth? And this Earth, and then in a world we can't see. You ever look at music that you've written and look back at it and say, whoa, that surprised me? I used to. I don't do that anymore. I don't know how I got to write those songs. What do you mean you don't know how? Well, those early songs were like almost magically written.
By you know who.
Darkness at the break of noon, shadows even the silver spoon, a handmade blade, a child's balloon. Eclipses both the sun and moon. To understand you knew too soon, there's no sense in trying.
This Dylan classic, It's Alright Ma, was written in 1964.
Piece the hollow horn. Wasted words proves to warn that he not busy being born, is busy dying. Well, try to sit down and write something like that. There's a magic to that, and it's not
a dark, demonic
Roy kind of magic. You know, it's a different kind of a penetrating magic. And you know, I did it. I did it at one time.
You don't think you can do it today? Does that disappoint you?
Well, you can't do something forever, and I did it once, and
stay weird.
I can do other things now, but I can't.
Do y'all remember that meteorite that fell from the sky in Panama? And out of it allegedly came this venom-like black goo alien plant life thing. Well, the guy that found it in his backyard is exposing that it was fake, that it was created in the lab, as he's showing you over here. And I told a lot of you guys that, but you guys did not want to believe me. Here he is showing you guys how his little science experiment came to life. Look at this shit, y'all.
This whole time, King Panama was playing a big game. We all had some suspicion, but damn. Grand opening, grand closing. It's officially over. It was all fake. Now we getting back to the spiritual information.
I told y'all this, and a lot of you guys did not want to believe me, y'all. That thing looks so CGI. It looks so fake. It looked like some Hollywood put together type of movie. The star of this show was literally a hot glue gun. But hey, right? It's all about the views and the followers, right? Which he garnered over hundreds and hundreds of thousands of followers and millions of views, y'all. Y'all know what they say. Money is the root of evil, and it'll make you do some crazy things. And if you gotta use it in order to run up a check on TikTok, then that's the type of life that we live in. But I told you guys, this was all a scam, y'all. But y'all didn't want to believe me. The shift is here, y'all. Let me know what you guys think about this video. Let's continue to get it. Peace out. Hold on. Did y'all see what took place in Mexico? Because I don't see too many people speaking about it. Even on the Mexico side of TikTok, not too many people are reporting on this, y'all. And again, the theme as of late is like a thief in the night. This lady had to be saved from her car. Check this out. This was at 5:26 in the rising, right? You can see the water starting to come in the middle of the street, and people had to move their car. This thing came in so fast, y'all, you won't even believe it. Y'all see that? Look at this, y'all. And now the whole street is flooded, and it's going to be flooded even more. Look where the water is right then and there, right? And just give it a little bit of time, and then this whole garage is going to be flooded with water. This is the craziest scene I've ever seen. Look at this. Water's coming up the stairs. Now the garage is practically gone. Y'all see that? The water was moving so fast, and it was so strong, y'all. People couldn't even muster up the strength to save themselves. If it wasn't for these passerbyers, this guy is so lucky, because he would have been floating down the river, right? They had to throw him a rope to catch him, or else he would have been down there. Look at this. Look at that. That's where he would have went, y'all. Oh my goodness. The reason why there's such an excessive force of water is because there was a dam in Mexico that also broke. Look at the dogs. That is crazy. Do y'all see that? And nobody's talking about this? I've also heard it's been raining in Mexico for quite some time now. Now, is it me, y'all? Or are those clouds literally below the mountains? Y'all see that? Look at this. So imagine in the middle of the night you're sleeping, and then you open up your eyes and you find out that you're floating down this expansive, fast-moving river. What do? You find the nearest electric pole, and this is exactly what this guy did. I'm not gonna lie, y'all, I thought this was the end of flooding, because this whole year, even the past year, right, Flooding has been the theme, and I thought this was gonna stop. And now we have Pluto entering Aquarius tomorrow, which signifies big changes happening to the planet, y'all. So I've been telling y'all the shift is here. Let me know what you guys think about this video. Let's continue to get it. Peace in.
You can't say this guy discovered America when this thing is sitting on it. That's in Mexico. Columbus didn't even make it to North America. He made it to Cuba and kind of South America. That's wild when 50 places in the US are named after him. He did make it to Guatemala though, the home of La Donta. Yeah, the New World had a pyramid that's 100 feet taller than the Great Pyramid already there. While Europe's crawling out of the Dark Ages, the real Americans are building 3 cities on top of a mountain. These are complete with fountains that still work today, and this big rock, however they got it up there. We don't know how they got it up there because they didn't have the wheel and only llamas. Columbi was not even a good explorer. Chinese Admiral Zheng was going all over the place with 500 ships. Leif Erikson sailed to America from Iceland 500 years before Columbus. The Portuguese got a hold of that information and came to America. They sailed here flying that flag. Does that look familiar to you? The only flag that you'll ever see on Columbus's ships is this flag. That is not the Spanish flag, and it's not the Catholic Church's flag. That flag is the Knights Templar flag. The Templar essentially guarded the secrets of the ancient world, excavating Jerusalem and Egypt. They helped found the nation of Portugal, which is actually pronounced Porto Graal, which means Port of the Grail. After they were disbanded, they rebranded and many came to America. They had a great reputation, which Columbus stole, which is why he didn't get attacked by these guys. He literally tricked the natives into thinking he was cool by flying their flag. The dude was so bad and such a brutal ruler, the King of Spain arrested him. That is a historical fact. Look that up. So what I propose is today, on Real Americans Day, we talk about how they built Tonina, or how they built La Donta, or Tikal, the insane alignment of Palenque, or these giant Olmec heads. That dude sucked, and the real ones know the real story. Don't let him take it from you.
And that's a wrap for today, familia. Whether you're tuning in with the sunrise or you're posted up after the midnight, I appreciate your time, your curiosity, your energy. Remember, this isn't about truth or fiction. This is about perspective. If this sparked a thought, a laugh, a deeper question, then we did our job. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Keep the convo alive. Like, subscribe, and don't forget to hit that bell if you're riding the wave, because we're just getting started. Until next time, stay grounded, stay weird, stay critical. I'm Adam Strain, and this has been Adam Strain Reacts. Peace. I don't know what y'all think, but now's the time for us to link up. Really think we on the brink of making a change from living this strange. Living this strange.